Watching the weather in Florida as another historic hurricane makes its way across the state. Hurricane Idalia making landfall a little bit earlier this morning, really affecting the coast, the Big Bend area. A veteran-led nonprofit group known for saving people from everything from natural disasters to war zone is gearing up for search and rescue missions because, unfortunately, the storm surge predicted and the catastrophic winds are a concern, and some are predicting this could be a deadly event. Joining us right now is Bryan, founder and CEO of Tampa-based project Dynamo. Thank you so much, Bryan, for being with us. I know you launched this with maritime, air, and ground rescue teams at the ready. What do you do to prepare for this, especially in light of the fact that so many people decide they're not going to seek higher ground, so you could really have your hands full?
Thanks for having us. That always is the thing. We always tell people if you need to evacuate, evacuate. If you should evacuate, evacuate. Project Dynamo is entirely donor funded, and sadly we can't rescue the entire world. So we would really appreciate it if people need to go, if they went. What do we do to prepare? Everything and anything, because we don't know what we're going to face. Communications is key, and mobility and flexibility is very key. One of the benefits to Dynamo is that we don't have any bureaucracy, so we can get to places very, very, very quick. As long as we're resourced appropriately, which is a nice way of saying funding. ProjectDynamo.org is our website.
Okay, I was going to say, why don't you give a shout out and list your website for people so that they can give right now? Is it projectdynamo.org? Is that what you said?
Yep, at projectdynamo.org, you can do two things. One is you can register loved ones and family members or yourself if you're in trouble, which makes it so much easier for us to find you if we have a place to start. But also that's where you can go to donate, which we need help. We're a Tampa-based nonprofit, and vehicles cost money, chainsaws cost money, helicopters cost money, all these things cost money. We're very good at what we do, but sadly it takes financial resources, so we need public help.
Yeah, well, that's not a sad thing. That's just the reality. Life costs. The tool of money can really change some lives here. What is your coordination effort with local and state authorities, especially during something like a hurricane?
Yeah, we coordinate depending on where and what's going on. It's either tightly or loosely. Very often we kind of let everyone know where we're working and what we're doing. We don't want to be in anyone's way. Our specialty is working where the government isn't. So very often there's actually not much to coordinate because they're not there. That's kind of where we like to go. We don't want to be side by side with the National Guard. They've got it. They're very good at what they do. They don't need our help. But in places where they're not at, where they haven't gotten to yet, or they can't get to for whatever reason, that's really where our claws come out and where our specialty really presents itself.
I have to ask this. I know our producers need to get to the next story here, but you actually helped with the evacuation during the Maui wildfires. Can you tell us what you learned from that experience, especially as so many people weren't able to get around the island immediately following those fires?
Yeah, we projected force from Tampa onto an island in the Pacific and got called Maui, and got helicopters in the air on day one and continued to do rotor wing operations for 5 or 6 days. We're a rescue team. We don't really do recovery per se. So we're doing humanitarian aid and doing rescues and pulling people out of the affected area. It took the government a very long time for them to get there, which is concerning because we have, tens of thousands of troops in Hawaii, and they're about 12 minutes away from Maui. So somehow we got there first. I don't really know how that works exactly, but that's how it went down. It was very, very, very terrible.
Were you pulling people out of the ocean in Maui? I mean, we've talked about people actually jumping into the ocean to avoid the flames.
By the people that we saw in the ocean had already deceased. They'd already passed away.
You know what? That's the sad reality of the work that you and your team do. Thank you so much. I know you've worked in Ukraine, Afghanistan, a number of countries, and you're treating this area, Tampa Bay and the surrounding area there in Florida, like a war zone, because it very well could be, especially if we see those 16-foot storm surges. Thank you so much, Bryan, for being with us, and thanks for all you do. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.